Hey everyone, welcome back to 30 Days of Sketches with Chrissy's Beautiful Life. I'm on to day 23 and this sketch is from Creative Scrappers. It's sketch number 262. It is one I have done before. I created this type of, using this sketch a long time ago, quite a few years, but I did it as a lift and sketch when it was just Get Sketchy, and I did that with Rachel. So I've played with this before, but I really love it, and so I'm going to play again. And this is one of the ones that I'm doing using some scraps in my stash, and it was a page kit I created, so thankfully it did come together quite quickly. Even though this video is a little bit longer, I do apologize about the length. I'm trying to get my videos to be like 8 minutes. Like, I find 8 minutes is the perfect amount of time. I don't know about you, but for me that's perfect. And this one is not 8 minutes, so I'm sorry it's a little bit longer, but stick with me and you'll see in the end what my finished layout looks like. I am starting, basically I started with 2 pieces of pattern paper and this little banner, and I felt like it was going to, I don't really know exactly what my thought was when I gathered the supplies to do my stash kit. I really think when I create them, I need to kind of semi-build them, snap a picture so I have it on my phone, and then put the stash kit away. So when I'm ready to actually scrap it, I have an idea and I can go back to it. Because I cannot make this banner work. I try a couple times, but it doesn't work. So I'm not sure what I was expecting to do with it. That's okay. But anyways, the pattern papers, like I said, they're just from my stash. I'm not even sure where they're from. I think that this wood veneer one, I know it's crepe paper, but I'm thinking it's probably Maggie Holmes or it's the Valentine's Day line. Not sure which one, but it's one or the other. And I am free-handing my little chevrons there. I like the look of free-handed stuff like that. I feel like it just looks better. And let's be honest, I'm lazy. So anyways, I'm following for the most part, the design that I see. I do switch it up a little bit, and you'll see how I kind of switch it up. I don't do complete chevrons. Some of them are triangles. They're not perfectly square triangles because, again, I'm doing it myself. I'm not measuring, but I really love it. And I flip some of the patterns so you see the wood grain. Some of them you see just the floral, and then the pink that I use to back my photo, I only use as little touches of the mini little chevrons in a couple places. I do not add the mini chevrons in the places that you see them on the sketch. I just don't. I didn't, because I'm using just one photo instead of 3 little photos. I don't need them in all of the different places. So you'll see how that all comes together though. And I am using a background paper from one of Michael's Hot Buy Pad. It is so pretty. It's like a new spring, well, I'm not sure that it's new, but it's a spring feeling paper pad, and it is called Spring Posies. So is it posies? Is that the right word? Anyways, I love it. It's really cute. It's Recollections, but it's got an adorable collection of just springy things, and this one has little tiny butterflies on it, and I love it. It's in teal, and I just absolutely adore it. So that is my background, and I do this color combo a lot, but it works for me, and I really feel like if you have a color combination that works for you and it's your go-to and it makes you happy, it does not matter if it is what you use on every single layout, because these are your layouts, they're your creations, and you get to do what you want. You have to remember this. I know it's fun to step outside the lines and create different things, and you feel like everything looks the same, but sometimes having everything look the same just shows your style and shows that it's a you creation. So think of it like Missy Whitten. If Missy Whitten didn't scrapbook in yellow and pink and teal, sometimes, like, or using her mixed media, it wouldn't be a Missy Whitten layout, right? So it's okay to use those colors or those products or whatever it is that is your comfort zone. It's okay to use it in every single layout. So don't be afraid. You can mix it up if you want to, again, because it's your choice, but don't be afraid to use the same stuff. It's not a big deal. All right, I think I'm almost done messing around with that. This is why my video is so long, as I messed around with these forever. But I just wanted to play. I especially when I was creating this one, have been struggling with my scrapping, and this layout alone took me 3 days to do because I can't get my mind in the right mindset to just sit and scrap. I can do a little bit and then I have to walk away, and it's frustrating. So here we are on a new day, and you can tell because I have a sweater on. I'm going to work on my title. I am titling this How Far Along I Was in the photo. If you can't, it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm showing off my bump in this photo, and so I'm titling it 28 weeks because that's how far along I was, and this is with Barrett. And here's another example of where a layout is normally not mine unless you see stitching on it, right? So, yep, I'm going to take the word weeks and poke holes and stitch away. I use 3 different colors. I use a brighter pink, darker pink, whatever you want to call it, a light pink, a teal, and then it goes back to the light pink and to the dark. And so the teal is the middle E, and then it works its way around, and I love the way it looks. The finished part of it, it makes me so happy. Now, if you followed me for any length of time during my pregnancy with Barrett, you'll know I did not have the easiest time being pregnant with him. I didn't have an easy time with really any of my pregnancies. I had gestational diabetes with all 3 of them. But I did not enjoy this pregnancy. Obviously, I love the outcome, so it's always worth it, but I struggled, and I actually had to go on mat leave. This was November 13th, I think, when this photo was taken, and I think I went on mat leave like a week later. So, and not so much mat leave as I was on sick leave, and then mat leave after Barrett was born. So yeah, this was a hard pregnancy, and that's what my journaling is going to document. It's just how, you know, it's worth every annoyance that you have to go through because you're doing the best for the baby, but oh, it's hard. And leaving work early is hard too because I had to leave right before Christmas break, and as is probably any industry, it's a really busy time, and you just feel guilty and you feel like you let people down. So I had all the emotions, and it just was hard. So that is what my journaling is going to be about and what the photo is about. And to add a little bit of bling and happiness to this layout, even though the journaling isn't necessarily going to be the best, I want to make little flowers, and I'm using these really cute sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps. I am the guest designer for the month of May and June, and I do believe these are still in the shop. At least they were when I created the layout and I was looking at them, and it is called Snowy Fields. They're adorable. You have to get your hands on them. They've got black and white and teal in them, and a tad little hint of red. So I love them. But they have these little they kind of look like leaves to me. And so I put 5 leaves with 1 little white sequence, and it made this really cute little flower. And so I put 3 around because you know me and needing to have a visual triangle. And then they also have these little black circle sequins that the middle is missing, so it's just a little kind of ring type thing, and I lined those up instead of using, I was going to use another sequence mix, but instead of using that mix, I just added these little rings around my layout instead to bring in the visual interest. And now on to the fun part, the decorating part. I don't do a whole ton because obviously this is starting to become a busy layout, but I added that word happiness, that's from a Maggie Holmes thing, and then I pulled out my sticker sheet from Spring Market. This is a Cartabella collection, and one of the things said makes my heart happy, and it was a little tag. I couldn't make it work as a tag, but I cut the top off, as you can see there, and I'm just going to fussy cut out the little heart, and then I pull out the florals from it and add those in a few different places. And then in the very end, which you'll see in my finished layout, is I add one of those gigantic big cork bows from Dear Lizzie from a million collections ago. I still have one left and I got it used up and I'm so excited. And then speaking of Missy Whitten, I'm doing her special technique where she randomly cuts a chunk out of her paper in 2 spots and then uses, normally you use pattern paper, I'm using a little sticker here. I do back it with pattern paper so that obviously it's not sticky, and create my layout. And I really love the way that turns out. It's a really nice pop of black. So I'm really pleased with the way this turned out. It's so different than my original layout I ever created those many years ago. So it was fun to revisit this sketch and I just enjoyed it. So if you're interested in scrapping along, I'd love to see what you did. Just use my hashtag 30DSCBL3 and I'll be able to see what you created. And there's a look at my finished layout, and I will see everybody tomorrow with day 24. Bye!